Okay, I never wanted to be this person who says this. But Captain Sandy handled herself really well this episode.
I'm glad you said it first because I thought, look, y'all, I was like, do I do this show do I do this show to appease Poodle, or do I do this show to tell it like it is for all of you out there? And I went, I've got to tell it like it is. And I went, I hope Poodle doesn't come for me.
She made some really good calls. Of course, there were lots of Captain Sandyisms, like, I was really pulling for you here.
Oh, yeah.
That was there. She wasn't.
When it comes to the whole, I think, Dave and Tash
she's
situation,
handled it very well.
just brilliantly. So I think, y'all, the way we talked about this episode,
This is reality games.
Oh, yeah.
Below Dick Mid.
Blue Dick Mid, Season 7, Episode 5, Breakups and Shakeups.
So basically, this is the episode that it all comes to a head with Dave and Tosh. What a fucking mess.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Speaking of mess, our tickets for our second tour go on still next week. It never goes out as planned, so I'm sure it's going to be a mess.
The Double It Tour.
The Double It Tour, we're going to try to make it better.
Fall Tour.
Y'all, tickets going to go on. We're going to announce all the cities next
Monday.
next week on our Part 1 90 Day Fiancé show. And then the tickets are going to go on sale for pre-sale for Patreon and Supercast members on Wednesday, the 17th of August. And then on the
General on sale on the 19th.
On the 19th. Yes. So you should be sure to do that. We can't guarantee the VIP is going to last for General on these. So if you're not on at least a $5 tier of Patreon, because everybody on Patreon and Supercast will get the pre-sale code.
Right.
We can't promise. We can't do. Please don't message us anymore saying I didn't get tickets and I want to get an upgrade.
Right.
We got in trouble with some of the theaters
some of the
on that.
venues.
We can't do that. Remember, if I can't ask John Legend for a VIP, I can't ask Maddie and Poodle.
I don't want to put us anywhere in league with John Legend.
Yeah, if I can't text Snoop Dogg to get a VIP, you can't ask Maddie and Poodle.
If I can't, I'm not gonna.
Let me give some. If I can't call Renee Fleming and ask Renee to upgrade me to box seats, then you can't call Maddie or Poodle.
You don't DM the My Favorite Murder women.
Yes, there you go. There you go. There you go.
You don't with Kate and Georgia. You don't just text them.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
No.
It's gotten to be so difficult, you guys, and I know that some people got upset because you're like, I'm not a Patreon. All of the some of the shows were sold out with just Patreon. That probably won't be the way now because we're in bigger houses, but the VIPs probably will. That is just. It's the nature. A lot of places cap. We're not responsible for capping the VIPs. The venue lets us know how many they think they can do within usually about an hour, and they usually cap us at 50.
Yeah. So that's just kind of where we are. So anyway, those are going to go on sale. We're excited for that. Again, in the Linktree link, if you go to our Linktree on our Instagram or wherever, because our website's still down, but we are going to, I swear that's happening within the next couple, hopefully by the time we launch our tour.
We are working on it.
We are. But if you go to our Linktree link, you also see that you can get tickets for I'll Be Thursday at the Hollywood Improv, Sean Pulaski's stand-up show, Social Media Meltdowns, and if you are in the South Carolina area, you can go see Poodle at his mother's.
You not find me. You might find me at a Barnes and Noble trying. That's because that's the gay social area.
Will your monkeypox have kicked in by then?
It needs to have. Ooh, boy.
When did you get your next one?
I think I'm calling. I'm supposed to call this week. But I'm protected, pretty well protected. I'm not nuzzling anybody right now. Yeah.
It's apparently pretty painful.
Yeah.
So I don't blame you.
I do have my first one though. For those of you who have messaged me,
a lot of people. My own sister-in-law works for that. She said, "Hey, this monkeypox thing is serious. Has Jake gotten a shot?"
Yeah, I have gotten my first shot.
She
and
said,
I will say,
doesn't he have a lot of partners? And I said, "Do you mean is he a slut?" And she said, "Yes." And I went, "A big one."
That's so delicate. Doesn't he have a lot of partners?
Yeah.
That's such a quaint way of saying it.
Great way of saying it. Anyway.
Is she a big slut? Yes.
And you know what? You should all be a big slut. Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. Long as everyone feels safe and protected.
And consent. Have your fun and get it done.
Yep. So let's talk about this episode.
Yes.
We're going to get our tea bags, and then we're just going to talk about the Dave and Tosh situation, how it worked. So,
quick thinking. We just got through doing Smothered, by the way, y'all, and oh man,
oh my god,
just want to prompt. So
yeah, Cringe Tier is back.
Cringe Tier. The first episode was for free. Listen to it. Then it's on the $8 tier. Which, if you get the $8 tier, you'll get this show commercial free. Yeah. But Smothered. Oh, I love it. It's my favorite.
So what we all knew, my first teabag is what we all knew was, as Natalia says, inevitable.
Yeah,
inevitable. Is Ray Gunn will be leaving yacht ship home or whatever it is.
Ray Gunn is done. Yep.
Ray Gunn, we hardly knew ye.
Ray Gunn ain't happening. That's what Dad would say.
So, Captain Sandy dismisses her promptly and said, the final straw was, you're really calling 3 meters, which was, I'm letting you go. Wish I had the time, really,
that was my favorite part.
Ray Gunn, I really wish I had the time to make sure you knew what I would teach you. No, you don't. You want her to get the butt. She's like, because I'm all for women in yachting, and all for women on deck, and all for women dancing in front of me.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway,
I love a female dealer in Vegas. Love just
I can see that
smoking a Swisher Sweet while playing blackjack, looking at a woman.
She was saying Swisher Sweet,
looking at a woman's bosom. Oh, that's hot.
So, she says, Ray Gunn, of course, it's nice to Sandy. She's like, and then she asks, I've been sacked. Apparently, I'm not strong enough for deck. She's already rewriting history.
Yeah.
Like she did before.
Yeah. Ray Gunn doesn't live in our world, y'all.
I think she won't be thought of fondly. She might not even get back for the reunion.
I don't think she'll ever be a good bosun. She's got
maybe she'll learn to accept some responsibility.
She hasn't yet, though.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I don't know.
Yeah.
So guess who? Storm is promoted as provisional bosun.
Yes.
It's very much a Captain Sandy move. I kind of understood. She's like, I need to see how you lead. Storm.
Everybody, you can be a good job on deck, but can you lead?
Can you lead her ship?
Can you?
Not his ship.
Not his ship.
Her ship.
Her ship.
My ship. My ship. My ship.
How much hotter is he to you now that he's been charged? Yeah.
That dirtbag pirate can get it any day.
Oh, God, you've got to.
Did you see pictures of him when he had that long curly hair?
Yeah.
Woo!
I mean, he just kind of looks like he smells a little bit.
I'm okay with a little bit of it. Did you hear Natalia says, you need a shower?
Yeah.
Yeah, he smells all the time. Yeah. But it's if it's out on the sea, I'm kind of okay with it.
It's just brine.
I'd make excuses for Storm.
Oh.
I'm like, that's just him, yo.
So, and then we know another deckhand is coming. It's spoiler alert. We already know it's Courtney.
It's Courtney.
We already know
on
that
deck.
Courtney is coming
From last season.
They don't know, but yes. I'm excited because y'all, Z and Courtney got along very well. They made out a lot.
And I think it's funny that Storm or Natalia is worried about the girl coming for Storm. That's not going to be a problem.
They don't know. I think, I've said this before, I think Courtney's going to bring a whole new life to the ship.
I love her.
I can't imagine her not getting along with anyone.
I agree. This is a smart choice.
I think her and Kyle are going to be like two sluts in a pod.
And I think now that we've had such a messy start with this Tosh Dave situation, I think Courtney is exactly what we need.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Was there any other tea bags besides?
I had some.
I do think my next is when Storm is talking to Z, and Z is kind of pumping Storm up.
I'll piggyback off this, but go ahead.
But just Z, I wrote down, is Z too good for this world?
He is so sweet and wonderful.
He's
such a kind. He has such a good nature.
We don't deserve Z, y'all.
We don't.
We do not deserve Z.
2022 does not deserve Z.
No, it fucking doesn't.
No.
But the way he just gives him this great advice and says, don't focus on you, focus on your team.
And let us help you.
Yes, if you focus on how us and our, then we'll help you. And it was just like, this is good advice. That's all I had. If you wanted to piggyback
and
on
Storm said, "You're right. Thank you." And that's how you give advice that sounds helpful.
Oh.
And you're not just telling someone how to do things.
Or Ray gonna go, huh? I'm hungry.
Just listen to what Storm says.
And she's gonna go eat. And then later she's like, I've been thinking I should think about my team.
Ugh. Good riddance to Ray Gunn.
I really didn't. She wasn't good at her job, but I also just really thought her personality was piss poor.
She wasn't a good kind of cruise director, which you kind of have to be.
I could see her not coming into the reunion.
Yeah. I want to piggyback, and this is more of a general below deck note. When we have South Africans on board,
okay.
A lot of times South African men see. What the fuck is his name? I'm blanking. Ashton. You see Zhao. A lot. Any of the kind of alpha, misogynistic, boorish South African. Not boor, boorish. Boorish boors. Any of those.
Yeah, keep talking. You're turning me on.
They can be so much an asshole that we had the Brew Crew where it was all South African men.
Yeah.
We don't have that in Kyle, Storm, or Z. We have 3 South African men on board, and we don't have that kind of arrogant, misogynistic vibe.
No.
And it is a wonderful thing not to have. Because in yachting, we have a preponderance of South African men.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and we've seen them all over our screens. And Gary being a great example. But even Gary is not as bad as some of these men.
Yeah.
That we've seen. Just dirtbags, but not in the good Storm way.
Yeah, no, I think that's true. I never thought about that. And
Storm will kind of flirt with Kyle occasionally, which none of these other Brew Crew guys would never do.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, when he was blindfolded and Kyle acted like he was going to kiss him. What if Storm would have kissed Kyle?
They'll do it before the end.
Storm's made out with a guy before, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or maybe he hasn't. Maybe you're just telling yourself that.
No, that's what I'm thinking. When I rewrite my history of him, that it involves that. In my very vivid dreams of our life together.
Very vivid dreams.
Yeah.
So my next teabag is, this might seem small to some people, but this was a lot to me. Okay. Years ago,
when the Earth was still cooling from the last volcanic eruptions.
And I was playing the field. I remember I was getting dicked down regularly by this really cute guy.
Okay.
Super cute guy. Shorter than me. Again, y'all, don't knock
a short king.
Don't count a short Latino man out or any short man. But whoa, this is one of those guys picked me up, took me to the bed. I was singing the Another World theme while he was fucking me. You light up my life.
When I'm with you, you take me away to another world. Do 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 do.
I'm coming. Woo, y'all. He set me up on fire.
You are my life.
You are my life.
Love that's real. It's a great theme song.
It is. Y'all, Days of Our Lives is going off the air. It's going to Peacock now.
I know. I'm of two minds about this. Y'all know I'm a Days watcher for a long time. Everything has to have an end.
Wow.
And
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of soaps have outlived their relevancy. And
I hate that they're putting just another news show, though, in place of it.
I know. But I think Days just strangely, the storylines got crazier, and they had the leadership and they had writers changed so much that they couldn't really get a footing for a while.
Really, I have to say, too, A soap opera, just all of it. Acting, writing, but especially on the creative side, it's a really hard thing to do.
Oh, my God.
I think a lot of actors will tell you this, and writers will say it's the hardest thing to do in show business.
Yeah.
To do that on a continual basis.
And I think for us, having soap operas during the day was a very different thing. The other countries in the world have cultures of soap operas at night. Telenovelas, Korean soap operas. You go to Europe, they're all over. Like the British have Coronation Street and a lot of EastEnders. And Australia has a lot of those night soaps that have been going forever. But we have a tradition of that, but not in the same way. Day soaps are a lot harder to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult.
It's a shame.
What was I talking about?
I don't know.
So this guy would dig me down. Okay.
Where do we go?
I know. It was really good sex, but I had a hard time with it because we would fuck, we would talk a little bit, and then he would say, it was just fine, y'all. Usually when I used to have gentlemen callers over, I would always offer them a clean towel and a shower if they'd like to, because some people like to clean up.
I don't want to offer them a shower unless they ask.
Yeah, okay. I think we're a little different.
I'm thinking, what are you doing after this?
I don't want it to be like,
what are you doing?
When you said you had to go to your car and you couldn't open your car door because you had lube all over your hand.
That didn't happen every time.
Yeah, so I'd like to be, So he took a shower. He would be in the shower, and every time he would shower, and I hear,
oh, I hate that.
Like Kyle said, like his ex, I can't stand it when
I hate the hawking up loogies.
So all I'm thinking the whole time is
shower loogie hawking
there's a
is
shower
disgusting.
Loogie somewhere in my shower. And it was really the first time I went, I can't see him again. But then 2 days later, I started thinking about that dicking down, and that Another World theme started playing in my head again. And I said, what you doing tonight?
And why did it go away?
I met someone else, actually. That's what happened. I got better dick.
Wow.
Well.
And so did you tell him you couldn't see him anymore?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got better dick.
Well, yeah, I told him, I just said, I started dating the person I was dating.
Oh,
I started dating someone seriously. I also think, I'm pretty sure it was him that gave me gonorrhea. So that was probably a good thing to cut that off.
Yikes. It happens. Just go to the clinic.
Just go to the clinic. Anyway.
It happens to everybody.
You know what? On that note, y'all go test yourselves, and we're going to go
to the clinic.
Use your Everlane if you want. Or Everly Lane.
Everlywell.
Everlywell, yes, our sponsor.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to a commercial break now.
I got a closet full of them. That's your deal breaker?
One of them.
You know what mine is? I was thinking I was going to ask you the same thing.
What?
Dad jokes.
Oh.
Or jokes that are unintentionally like
that's very
groaners.
Against you, yeah.
Yeah. I was seeing someone and I could kind of get past it, and it started to get on my nerves. And this guy was so cute too. And he really enjoyed them, but I could start to feel them in my teeth when he would. And at one point I was like, do you think they're really funny? Do you think you're funny? He completely took offense.
That could be a mean thing to say to someone that you don't have a lot of emotional capital
But
with.
I wanted to say, I was going to say, are you doing them? I was thinking it was like in a more like a way that I was like, ironically. I wanted to know if he was doing them ironically.
Are you the gay Seinfeld? Do you just say inappropriate things to people that you don't know that well?
Yes, I do.
Because you really didn't know. How long have you been dating him when you said that?
A month.
Yeah, that's not long enough.
But I thought he might be doing them ironically.
That's like if you're dating someone and you say, hey, your breath smells bad all the time. You've got to have about 3 months in before you do that.
You need to tell them otherwise. But I finally just said, I went,
you are the gay Larry Kramer.
Larry David.
Larry Kramer was gay.
That'd be a different Larry. And my story would be like, it'd be very, very heavy-handed preaching against gay sex.
Yes, yeah. You are the gay Larry David.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
We need to close the bathhouses. But he took offense and basically said, "Oh, I just kind of think they're funny to do it." And I'm like, and I could not let it drop. I'm like, do you think it's funny in like an ironic way, like you're making fun of people who tell them? He's like, I don't know, think it's that deep. I'm like, I could not let it go, and I needed, and finally, it kind of me. I finally told him that I couldn't see him anymore, and he's like, yeah, I kind of got that feeling when you told me I wasn't funny.
I don't blame him. I'm surprised he still saw it. If someone said that to me, I wouldn't, and we were only a month in, I would just say, I probably at first would take it personal, but then I would go, well, we're just different people.
You're not as good and bad as I am. So they're all addicted to me.
You'll never know.
That's true. That's true. But they get addicted to me and they want it.
It usually is the people that hate themselves that are the best in bed.
You're right. We all need to hate ourselves a little bit. You can love yourself. You can't love yourself that much. Come on. Then you're just talking crazy.
Then
you're entitled.
Was that your tea bag?
Yes.
This is a quote. This really isn't much, but I just like Kyle when he said, I'm going to use this quote. When you lay manure, you get the best fucking veggies. It's true. Y'all, the shit that's coming your way is just growing something good. I don't think I have anything else except for Tash and
I think that's
Dave.
it for me. Oh, and Sean and Natalia finally hook up. They kiss a little
Storm.
bit. Thank you. Did I say Sean?
You
Storm.
Did. Storm and Natalia, yes, they finally do kiss.
They do sound like supervillains.
They do.
Storm and Natalia.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So let's just. I actually want to address people who saw this episode earlier than us,
or as I like to call Blue Valentine at sea. Isn't that the depressing? They were just right when they're just in this horrible.
That's Kate Blanchett.
Isn't that Blue? Who is the guy in that?
Kate Blanchett was the female lead.
God, that movie was depressing.
Why did you see that movie? Why did you? That movie is not made for you.
It's just sad.
That's what I'm saying. That movie is not made for people like you.
Well,
I loved that film.
I know, but it's like, this is what their relationship is. It's just like fucking just sad. How much worse is this going to get?
I'm a little angry that someone convinced you to see that movie. Think they don't know you at all. Whoever convinced you to see that movie doesn't know you.
It was just sad.
Yeah.
Just like,
you don't need to see movies with that person.
How much more are we going to suffer?
I would not ask you to see a movie like that.
I mean, are we on a reality Manchester by the fucking sea?
Now that's a sad movie.
But that's what this is.
Yeah.
It's just fucking.
I think there's nuance in Blue Valentine. Yeah, but I agree with you. It's a very sad film.
Yeah, and it's just.
But Kate Blanchett's wonderful.
She is wonderful.
Where are you going with this?
That's just how depressing I just get depressed now when I see them in the same room.
For me, this was I would call them this Marriage Story.
Yes, yeah.
In a way, because Marriage Story was kind of up and down, but it was it was a really hard look at a relationship. These two
this didn't feel up and down. This just feels like just down.
These two had not even anything close to a relationship. But I was going to say...
Not if you ask Dave.
That's true. I want to push back against a lot of what we've been saying the whole time is, do we think Tosh is responsible for this? And I said, yes. She is responsible by saying, let's move into the same cabin. That's unarguable.
Mm-hmm.
And she did. She even said, agree with this, that she said, we're gonna wait a week and then tell... the crew that were together. Now, and then things changed, but she did not communicate with that to him.
Yeah.
Now, Do I think she did not want to do this because she felt suffocated and she felt kind of shameful for cheating on her boyfriend at the time. Mm-hmm. Now, at the same time, some of you said she didn't know who this guy was.
Well, I did say last episode, I said she had no idea.
She did not have any. I agree.
She had no idea of what she was getting into.
Right.
At all.
Right.
But
it's interesting. Now I can see a little bit of the point how no wonder she was avoidant, because she was just trying to do her job and she did not want to get him fired. And she thought the best way was to ignore him and all of the things he was talking to her.
Looking with a little bit of hindsight, I think Tash, I think she handled it the best she probably could have handled it. Except for
the cabins thing.
Well, except for the cabin. That was a misfire. But again, when they made that decision, they were kind of all good. But I don't think
were they?
They seemed to be. They were. Remember in the first episode, they were all
I guess.
flirty and it looked like that's how crazy this went south.
And remember though, even though this episode,
I just want to say, I think you asked me that because to see them now, we're only on episode 5,
right?
Which means they've only had 2 charters. So to see them now, you think.
Like a week and a half.
Someone has to see the writing on the wall that this could have gone down that, but I don't think so. I think that's what a spiral mess of that Dave. Dave is like mentally ill.
He's not stable.
He needs to be off of this boat.
I agree.
He needs to not be on this show. He has no business being here at all.
Right.
And I think if Captain Sandy knew the gravity and the depth of what this is, she would say, we need to get a new chef.
I agree. But the chef is the hardest to find.
It is.
And I think you guys, we would not be having this discussion at all with a power dynamic if this was a deck crew member or if this was even an interiors member. We would not be, someone would go.
Yeah.
But because this is Chief Stew and chef, arguably the 2 of the 3 most important staff positions.
Yeah.
What can we do? This is a recipe. See that pun? Recipe for disaster. That's like something that guy would do, and it wasn't ironic. Mine was ironic.
Oh God. You were still not right to say it that soon. I'm still going to say it.
But I didn't say he wasn't funny. I actually just said, are you trying to be funny or are you just being ironic?
Imagine if you were dating someone and you were kind of singing around and they said, do you think you sound good when you sing? You would, yes.
I'd say, people pay me to, you piece of shit.
Not defensive at all.
Yeah. And you know what? If he would have handled it like that, I would have said, point taken.
We need to move on.
But I also want to say, there was that night when they were out, I just wanted Tosh to take him aside and say, look, we're not together.
Yeah,
we're not together. And it's almost like she was going to wait till when he actually pulled himself out the boat. I actually think that's what she expected him to do.
Because she did try to talk to him some, but she would only try to talk to him of what's like, are you okay? It'll be okay.
Which for him was sending mixed messages.
She is very, again, we talked about it, Tasha style, but she is avoidant. He is anxious. Worst combination. And so he is just fixated on this. And I think that I think if you asked Tosh just in general, how are you with confrontation? And she would say, horrible at it.
Yeah.
I'm not great at all. And she's lucky that she has a stew crew that is that's easy to get along with. Because if she had Gabriella and Ashley and all that, she would be horrible at handling
Let me ask you a question. What do you think she was waiting for to happen?
No, I think she was. I don't think she thought he would leave, but I think she was just waiting. I think she's just trying to bide her time, thinking that just to get through this charter. And I go, honey, you're only in like a week of this. Like, you're not going to get through this.
She had to get through the season.
Yeah, I mean, you just started. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
There's no way. So I think she had unrealistic expectations.
I think it's more than unrealistic. I don't think she was thinking about it at all. I think
Yeah.
she was living day to day.
Yeah.
And for someone in a leadership position who is supposed to see in bigger the forest more than just the trees.
No, I've said before, I don't necessarily think she's the best stew. I don't think she's the best leader.
I think I just question. My question is, I would love to ask her, what did you think was going to happen?
Well, and because someone like, I agree with you. I don't think she thought of it. I actually think one day Kyle would be a good chief stew, because one of the best things Kyle did when Dave was having that panic attack,
go get Captain Sandy.
He went to Captain Sandy.
I don't know why she didn't go to Captain. And I know she said, I don't want to get him fired. But if she, I feel like the fact that she was so avoidant for so long made things exponentially worse.
Well, and she, she felt so much shame or whatever from cheating on her ex. But because if you look like when Storm tells Z, hey, Natasha and David actually hooked up for several months before, and Z goes, what? You're probably, as a viewer, thinking, how do they not all know this? Because we've been seeing them for 5 weeks now. So for us, it's just old news.
Yeah.
But we have to remember, like you said, this is like maybe less than a week.
They've been together a week, probably a week and a half.
So this is all completely new information. None of them know this. So the fact that it's blown up
maybe
so
probably 2
quickly.
weeks. Yeah.
So I think I only said, not as a defense to Tosh, but this also, it really hasn't been, when you ask her, what do you think was going to happen?
You're right. Yeah.
It wasn't that long.
Yeah, I think you're
right. It was
right.
just still a blue. So she probably, I think if we had gone this, if it didn't explode, if this happened again, maybe on another charter, then we would see her go,
Right.
something's got to happen.
But I wonder what she would do.
I don't know. I don't know what she. I don't know. I
What
don't
would
think
be
she
the
would have
option?
gone to Captain Sandy.
I don't think so
because I
either.
don't think she would want to get anyone fired. Because Captain Sandy said if Natasha was uncomfortable with him, he would have been
Right.
fired immediately.
See, I just don't think
she
there
knows
was
that.
any way out of this.
Because it feels. I mean, at this point, it's y'all. There's a cycle. There's a cycle
Yeah.
of him getting drunk, him saying things or doing things
Yeah.
like that. I do think Dave has a problem with alcohol, meaning not that he drinks all the time, but
It's what he
about his
uses
relationship,
alcohol
and he
for.
abuses it.
His emotions.
Each time he says he can't remember. Every time you drink, you get blackout drunk
Yeah.
and you can't remember. And he's using that and then he goes through this shame and down and depressed the day after. Like the person, he's just clinically depressed.
Here's the way out of it. Tosh sits down with Dave, and says, "We're not together. We're switching cabins."
Yeah.
That's what should have happened.
That might make it better. I still don't know how they're going to. He is such in a spiral right now.
Oh, I think this has the potential to still blow up.
Yeah, because y'all, when he did get drunk, he was texting. She was avoidant.
Yeah.
And she was just trying to ignore him. And also probably, look, I know a lot of my friends when they were younger, they were beautiful women.
Yeah.
Guys they would just avoid guys that they didn't want to talk to.
Yeah.
And kind of ghost them. They're on a fucking ship together. You can't
And you're
ghost
in-
this.
and
And you sleep in the same
Yeah.
room. You can't ghost this person. So you should have thought this through. But he texts her. He calls her. He says, "Fuck you. You're a slut."
Yeah.
He tells her that I'm going to
You
tell
deserve
everyone
this.
about this. You deserve. So he goes from begging,
and that's
pleading,
inexcusable.
anger,
Yep.
completely inexcusable.
And he knows that the next morning.
But he had to do that for Tosh to be like, I can't handle this on my own. This is
Right.
But if you think about it, this went from zero to 100 really quickly.
And that's
In
when
like
she
probably
realized
5 days, 6 days.
it's amazing what she tolerated before that would break her avoidance streak.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's amazing.
It is.
It went this far.
Because also, and it just hit me because when we saw next week on Below Deck, we see that she's texting her boyfriend Paul, and I went,
Oh, honey.
No. I went, she's not even been thinking about this. Oh God, I don't want the crew to find out. This is going to be on television.
Yeah.
So, but no, imagine you cheat on your ex and you think you're done with it. You moved on, but you went, oh, fuck. He's going to see this. All my friends are going to see this. Everyone's going to. So I look at that and I'm like, why did you think it would be a good idea to be on a television show with a guy you fucked around with for 2 months?
I know.
I mean, they probably already agreed to do it. And like casting's going, as far as what are the odds that they end up getting two people that knew one another?
I still can't believe she wanted them to room together, regardless if you wanted to be.
I wonder whose idea that was.
I don't know, but that is telling someone like Dave, I want to marry you.
Yes.
And I'm not saying it's right.
But Dave thinks that way. I just want to know. If she suggested it, I would be like, girl, I feel like maybe, I feel like he would be too timid to suggest it.
He would never suggest that.
So I feel like it would have been her, but maybe I'm wrong.
Who else would it be?
I don't know. I mean, either her or him. But I hope Andy asked that at the reunion. Because I think that's important. Whose idea was this?
Yeah. And I just, because now I kept thinking he just needs to go. He needs to go. Because he's not mentally fit for his job.
No, he's having a full-on panic attack. Did you see the way he was shaking and uncontrollably crying? And I will say, Captain Sandy was perfect.
I know.
Getting him to breathe, getting him up and out in fresh air and open air off the boat. Like, she handled it flawlessly.
Did you hear what he said? I thought I had this under control.
Yeah.
That's just like, holy hell.
I knew it was a bad sign the other day when he said, I just keep thinking and I can't stop thinking.
Oof.
Like, he is spiraling. This person needs to be not drinking. They need to be on medication, probably. They need to be in, like, bi-weekly therapy. He needs some help.
I know she
I worry
didn't
about him being
do it.
suicidal.
Yeah, seriously. Mm-hmm. I know she didn't want to do it, but I really wish she'd told Captain Sandy she didn't feel safe.
And again, she
because I think part of her doesn't feel safe.
I think a large part of her doesn't, and I think that there's this. You definitely see of, and I get it. I've been on the other end of this, in certain situations, but it's
you were Dave.
No, Tosh.
Oh,
and so y'all, if you're in this situation and your gut feeling is telling you, I don't feel safe, you're actually not protecting someone by covering for them. You're actually either enabling them to be an asshole or you're actually not helping them. Because the best thing that could be for Dave right now is for her to say that, for him to get fired.
I agree. It would
for him
be
to
helpful.
get help somewhere and get off this ship.
Yeah.
That would be the best. So I just watched this and I thought, my heart really goes out to people that are in, let's just call this what it is. And really it's becoming an abusive situation.
Yeah, it is.
It's a cycle of abuse. You see them at the end. He apologizes to her. He says, what a piece of shit I am. He goes into this shame spiral. This is the way it happens. They get emboldened. They get drunk. They say these things or they hit you or this. And then it's, oh my God, I'm such a piece of shit. I'm so sorry.
Yep.
And she says, this whole thing she says at the end, like, no hard feelings. Let's just move on. And I went, you don't move on from this.
Yeah. I think if we hadn't have seen this episode, things could have cleared up a little bit.
Things could have cleared up, but no,
yeah.
And I feel like Captain Sandy knows, but it's the whole.
She doesn't know about the texts.
It's the whole thing. Like, I just recently, though, had like a friend talking about their divorce and basically how they were with someone in an abusive situation, and like it's if they don't. A lot of times, the people that has been abused or victimized won't press charges because they believe that this person can change
is a good person or fundamentally a good person.
And I'm telling you now, if somebody does it once, they're going to do it again.
Yep.
So if the best thing for you, you're not being mean, you're actually helping everyone. So just tell someone, report it, do it.
You're taking care of yourself.
And ironically, you're actually taking care of them.
Yeah.
You don't. I think that's what I want to get across because people are like, I need to take. No, if she had reported this, she would have been taking the best care for Dave.
Right. Yeah.
He would have gotten off that boat and help.
It's tough though because we're especially in a service mentality, you're thinking, I can't let my team down, because having no chef would let your team down.
But in actuality, Dave is going to keep letting the team down.
I totally agree with you.
So,
I'm just saying, when you're working in a service environment,
you're explaining that mindset. I get
it
that.
Is superseding anything that is personal safety right now. And that's what the hardest thing to watch here.
And to Captain Sandy's credit, she says, which most captains do. Captain Jason talks about that safety is paramount.
Yeah. And Captain Sandy does say to Dave, if this happens again, you're fired.
That was such a great thing to say to him.
Yeah.
So, because now y'all, she knows.
Oh, yeah. She's
seen this before. She knows that she doesn't feel safe around him. She knows.
I saw something very similar on an episode of Head of the Class.
Yes. Or old episode with that
of Ironsides
with my favorite Marishka. Oh, Marish.
Dump.
Marish. Oh,
Marish.
Oh, Marish. Yeah, that's what she calls it when she moans. Marish.
So I think that's the show. I just want to say, this was, wow, what part of me kind of knew he was heading there. But
I knew when he's talking about the thoughts and he couldn't sleep. I knew.
I did not know he would send horrible texts.
I did. It is classic, honestly, cycle of abuse behavior. And when he said the whole thing of, when he actually said the words, "I can't quiet my mind."
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, if you're in that state, it doesn't mean you're fucked up. It just means you're in a place where you need help.
Anxiety is overwhelming.
It's just overwhelming. And a lot of people think that it's anxiety, but also it's such a combination with depression. They just go hand in hand. Mark my words, he will either say later this season, or he will say in the reunion, or it will come out that he was suicidal. For sure.
Yeah.
That's the show.
It was a very heavy episode.
You know what I want to say? I hate Pringles. I never liked them.
I love Pringles.
No,
you're incorrect.
Natalia was eating Pringles, and I went, gross.
You're incorrect.
They're not.
They're delicious.
They don't taste like normal potato chips.
They're made in a different way.
And they taste bad.
Nope. Pringles are delicious.
Ugh.
Nope.
Ugh. I haven't had Pringles in...
Sour cream and onion Pringles are delicious.
Ugh. I haven't had them in 35 years, and I don't want them.
Why have you avoided them for so long?
Because they taste like shit. I hated them.
This is strange to take such a...
Come at me.
To die on this hill.
Pringles were made wrong. I just don't like them.
Okay.
Maybe I could try them again, but I don't.
All right.
Y'all, that's
below dick.
That's a below deck mid. Below deck mid. Badoomadid.
No, below deck mid.
Yeah,
BDM.
BDM. Badum.
I'll let you
Sounds like
finish.
Netflix. Badum. Y'all, selling the OC's coming up, and we're getting ready for it.
That's the show. We'll see you next time.
Yes, go to our Linktree link, Reality Gaze podcast. Follow us on our new viral sensation, Reality Gaze on TikTok. And we're excited to see y'all, some of y'all out there on our little fall tour, the Weather Better Co-op. Although we're going to Tampa in October, and we're pretty sure there's going to be a hurricane.
Hurricanes.
But it's going to be probably called Hurricane Hazel,
or Hurricane Sandy. Oh wait, there was already one of those. Never mind.
I think they're going to too soon. Too soon, Boots. Too soon on that one. Y'all, have a great week. We'll see you next time. And until then,
Anchors again.